Operant conditioning is a style of learning that produces a behavior through its consequences, that is, reinforcement or punishment. Reinforcement is the act of encouraging a pattern of behavior through rewards, such as receiving a chocolate bar when you finish doing your homework. Punishment is the act of seizing a pattern of behavior through penalties, such as taking away a student's phone when they're using it in class and not completing schoolwork. An important aspect of successfully executing operant conditioning is acquisition. Acquisition is the stage of learning when association is made between the behavior and the consequence. This is influenced by the type of behavior that is to be reinforced, how often the association is made, the timing of the stimulus or when it is presented, the value of the stimulus to the behavior and the subject, and whether the behavior is under voluntary control or not, as only voluntary behaviors can respond to reinforcement. For example, offering a chocolate bar as a reward immediately after you finish your homework is more effective than offering it in a delayed time frame.
Stop playing your games. Do your homework.
No.
If you do your homework, I'll give you a piece of chocolate.
Okay. I'm done.
Good job.
Thank you.
Stop playing games. Do your homework.
No.
If you do your homework, I'll give you a chocolate on the weekend.
No bother.
No chocolate for you.
In this example, the behavior we are wanting to reinforce is completing homework, and the reinforcer is the chocolate bar. Offering the reinforcer immediately after the behavior has occurred clearly appears to be much more efficient in continuing the behavior we want to see compared to when the reinforcer is offered much later. We see this again when we take away a student's mobile phone as punishment for interrupting a class and not completing schoolwork.
Stop that. Do your work. I'm going to take your phone. Stop that. Do your work. I'm going to take your phone off you after class.
In this example, the behavior that is being punished is the student interrupting the class and not completing schoolwork due to being on their phone. The punishment is taking away the distraction, that is, the mobile phone. Therefore, the behavior that we want to reinforce is completing the schoolwork without any distraction. Again, we see that immediate punishment is much more efficient than delayed punishment in reinforcing behavior. But why? In both situations, acquiring the reinforcer immediately makes students more motivated to complete a task in exchange for the stimulus they would rather have, such as the chocolate bar and mobile phone. By offering the reinforcer at a later time, the students feel less inclined to perform the task as there are no immediate consequences for not doing so. Therefore, the timing of the acquisition plus the realistic behavioral change plus exposure of a valuable stimulus plus voluntary control leads to successful operant conditioning via acquisition.